Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, then welcome. I'm Joanna and this is the world of BeautyCraft. So today I am starting with no makeup on because I have a few makeup products from LIDL from the brand Cien, and I'm going to test them. Most of them it's going to be a first impression, and I've already tried one or two things, so it's almost a full face of makeup. And if this is the kind of video that you like to see, then give me a thumbs up and subscribe. It would help me a lot. But without further ado, let's get on into the video. So first of all, just don't mind this sleeve hanging out of the other shirt because it's very cold and I really want to be cozy. And the first product that they have is this Perfect Eye and Makeup Primer, and this says on the back that is a dark circle corrector and it's ideal as a makeup base. So I have swatched this on my hand to see how this feels like, and you can kind of see that it's a little bit liquidy, and once you blend it, it's a little bit transparent. So this says Perfect Eye and it says it's a dark circle corrector, but this is really a primer. So I'm just going to apply a little bit of it on my face and blend it with my fingers. It doesn't have much of a smell. So yeah, this one feels kind of like an hydrating primer. My skin is not too tacky and I think it feels a little bit smoother. So yeah, maybe it's a little bit poor feeling, but as a first impression, I think it didn't do too much. Now for foundation, I have this one. It's in the shade Natural Beige, and this is the second color. They have a lightest color and two darker ones, I think. And this one I have already tried. So it has kind of a liquid to creamy consistency, and I'm going to apply it with a brush, as this is kind of a thick formula. As you can see, this is kind of at least medium to full coverage, and I feel like it doesn't look bad, but it just sits a little bit heavy on the face. But otherwise the coverage of it is nice. And then for concealer, I have this liquid Perfect Finish in the shade Light. And then yeah, the thing with these kind of products is that the shade range is very bad. I think they had this one in light and another one in medium, but I think now they have something with kind of 4 shades like this one. It's still pretty bad, but okay. So this one has a sponge applicator. It's really very light. Maybe I should have gone for the darker one. The sponge applicator is a little bit rough, so I think I'll just blend it with a brush. Not doing very good. I'll try and go wet a sponge. Okay, so I got my sponge wet and I think I'll apply a little bit more of the concealer. Okay, so as you can see, It kind of brightened up a little bit of this area, but as for coverage, it's very, very sheer. So to set my base, I got the CN Compact Powder, and it's in the shade Light. Again, I think they have it in a medium shade. This might even be a little bit too light for me. And I also wanted to use this brush set. So this came in a kind of a leather pouch, and this is very, very good. This spoolie brush is very good, and I also like this angled brush. Then they have this larger flat brush that is also very good. And then they have one of these sponge brushes that I don't use almost at all. And then they have a little lip brush that I also use for eyeshadow. Then the brushes that I like the most are these. And this is the powder brush that I almost always use. And this is the blush brush that is also the blush brush that I always use. So I'm going to use this one. There's kind of a bit of fallout from the powder. Actually, I think it looks nice because the foundation might be oxidizing a little bit, so this will kind of tone that down. So yeah, that's my face with the compact powder. I think it's neither good or bad, so that's not bad. And then I'm going to use another brush because I have a powder bronzer or bronzing powder, whatever. And this is in the shade Medium Matte, kind of exactly the same packaging as the powder. Showing up nicely. It's not too pigmented, which is nice to kind of build it up. So far, I think that this might be one of my favorite things. I think that for a lighter skin color, this one is nice. It's buildable, and by the way, all of this makeup is really cheap. I think that probably the most expensive item would be around 3.50 to 4 euros, and sometimes they have like a sale. Then I have this highlight powder rouge. Even though this says highlighter, this is clearly a blush. And on the back it says rouge powder shade 10 Secret Lovers. Although I think they only had this shade. I mean, the LIDL on my city is a very small LIDL. Maybe on other bigger stores they'll have a little bit more to choose from, I don't know. But yeah, let's try this blush. It seems to be nicely pigmented, yeah. And looking in the pen, I think it has a little bit of a shimmer in it. It's also a little bit powdery. But yeah, I mean, for the price, this looks very good too. Okay, so I've just now realized that my camera stopped recording, which is always very good. But yeah, I think that I was saying about the blush that is really the kind of shade that I like to use. It's kind of a peachy blush. And what did you miss? You missed me doing my brows, and I used the eyebrow styler in the shade dark brown. They only had this shade and a lighter one, and this is even a little bit too light for me because my eyebrows are almost black. And this comes with a little spoolie brush and with the pencil. Now the pencil is kind of a little bit hard when you open the product. I kind of had to rub a little bit of that first layer off, and then as I worked the product onto my brows, it kind of got a little bit softer. But I feel like this didn't do too much, and it is a nice product if you are new, if you're still figuring out what to do with your brows, just like me. And I think that for that purpose and for the price, you are probably better off buying the Make Me Brow from Essence. That is also very affordable. But if you like a pencil, then this is probably good for you. And then you also missed me doing my highlighter with an eyeshadow because CN doesn't have a highlighter, which is a shame. So I used this duo eyeshadow that is in the shade D Nudes. It's got two kind of a very light shadows that don't swatch very well, but actually I think as a highlighter they did kind of a nice job. And then the other eyeshadows that I've got were these three that have this very cool pattern. And also when you swatch them, they don't show up very well and they're a little bit powdery. But let's see how they apply on the eyes. So I've got the Rose Garden, the Blue Sapphire, and also the Brilliant Brown. And I think I'm going to start with the brown shadow. So I've swatched them and these all look powdery and glittery. I mean, not glittery, kind of a shimmery and not pigmented at all. I'm not very keen onto blending a shimmer on my crease. Oh, and I also forgot to show you what I have swatched on my hand. There are these eyeshadow pencils, a pink and a bronze. So I think I will use the bronze one on the outer corners, I think, outer and inner corner, to see if I can kind of pull through with that brown color. I think it just transferred all of it to my brush when I tried to blend the edges. Okay, so I've put a little bit more, and let's see if the brown sticks to that. Okay, a little bit. Kind of helped, so I'm gonna do the same on my other eye, and I'm gonna laying it down with the brown shadow because I have tried to use these on their own and they creased a lot. And then on the center, I think I will do kind of the same thing with the pink eyeshadow pencil and the pink eyeshadow. pink one is actually kind of pretty, at least on top of the eyeshadow stick. Very, very bright. So I think I'll now try to blend that edge of my crease with more of the brown shadow. And actually I think I will take the bronzer on my crease. Definitely not the best look I've done so far. The blue eyeshadow, I will take it on my lower lash line. Okay, so the blue is not as bad as it swatches, but yeah, there isn't much to choose from. And I'm going to use my finger and that same highlighter color to highlight my inner corners and my brow bone. I'm just mixing both of them together. Yeah, I am not very happy with this eye look, to be honest. So let's see if we can make it a little bit better. I've got two eye pencils. These are the Kohl Kajal in black and in brown. The brown one I have already used and it is very nice. And the black one is new. It doesn't seem too pigmented, but let's see how it applies. I think I will take the brown on my lower lash line and the black on top because they don't have a liquid liner. Okay, so these are not as pigmented as other products. You kind of have to work the product a little bit, but these are pigmented, so that's kind of nice. Then for my lashes, I've got a mascara that says Volume Mascara Extreme Lashes. It's kind of very simple wand. About volume, but is giving them kind of a length. Okay, this is definitely not my best eye look, but the mascara, I think that for the price it did do something. I feel like it says Extreme Lashes Volume, but it mostly lengthened them. But yeah, I think that probably the rest of the makeup is not doing much for the lashes. And then finally, they have kind of lipsticks similar to this. But I did get a lip gloss. It looks like this. And I got mine in the shade 15 Sweet Toffee. It's kind of a brownie color. This has a very normal doe foot applicator. And the color looks kind of sheer. I was hoping it to be kind of a brownie nude gloss. Oh, and it smells very nice. It smells kind of like Tutti Frutti. Yeah, I think that if you want very natural lip gloss, this is probably very good. but I was hoping it to have a little bit more of a color. It's still kind of pretty though. Okay, so this is the finished look with all LIDL makeup. Is definitely not my favorite look ever, if not the worst, but still, my overall thoughts, the primer, I feel like it didn't do much. I feel like it's not bad, but it almost looks like if it's not even there. And the foundation is also not bad. If you want to try a heavier foundation, you can buy this because it's cheap. It's kind of starting to crease on my smile lines, but most foundations do this. And the concealer, I think it's not worth it. It's very sheer. I like a more full coverage concealer. What I would really recommend, the bronzer and also the blush. I think these are very nice. They're very cheap and they worked very well. I kind of like how they applied on my skin. The eyeliners, I think that if you're on a budget, these are nice too. And the mascara is not bad, but I think you can probably get better than this. The eyeshadows, I think they're definitely a pass. Both the powder shadows and the sticks. And finally, I think I would really recommend the lip gloss. I know I said it's too light, but if you like kind of this very wearable, just a little bit of a sparkle lip, and I think it's nice. It's not sticky, so I think that is good, and it's again very cheap. So yeah, if you like this look even for just a little bit, or if you like the fact that I've tested all these products so you don't have to, then give me a thumbs up and subscribe in the button down below. I would be really happy if I could reach 100 subscribers by the end of the year. Also, check in the description box all my social media, mostly my Instagram, and yeah, that is everything for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!